Okay, I have figured out how to clean some of the peskiest household items. These are really helpful pieces of advice for all of the different things you want to clean in your house. I will say the last one is a little bit gross. So if you have a weak stomach, you know when to sign off, and I'll give you a warning. Okay, so my first one to clean is the bottom of pots and pans. Now, if you especially have a copper pot or pan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So here's my pot. I've been working to clean this. What I do is I sprinkle Barkeeper's Friend on top. It's like this, powder cleanser that I've talked about a lot. And then I add some water and I make a paste and I let it sit for a few minutes. You can actually already see that it's starting to get lighter and it's starting to work. Then I take a sponge and I just scrub it all, get it nice and shiny again, and rinse it. And you can see it makes a huge, huge difference, and the pot looks so much better. My pot doesn't look perfect. My pot is over 50 years old, but you have to admit, it looks way better. Okay, my next is to clean the shower head, especially if you have hard water like I do. You get deposits on your shower, and if you're ever taking a shower and you look at the head and you see the water kind of squirting out in like almost different directions, you know it's time to clean your shower head. So one trick is you can put the whole shower head in a little baggie, seal it up with some vinegar, and let it soak for a while. And then it will, when you take the vinegar off and you can kind of scrub it, it will be good to go. Another thing is actually also with Barkeeper's Friend, you can take a toothbrush, you can make that same paste that you used earlier with some water out of the Barkeeper's Friend powder and water, and then apply that to the shower head with the toothbrush, and then let that sit for a little bit, and then go ahead and scrub that off, rinse it off, and your shower head will be in perfect working order. Next is your coffee tumbler. You probably use this daily. I know that we have them, we use them every day, but you want to wash them. You can put them in the dishwasher, but if you don't want to put them in the dishwasher and you're kind of worried about, colors fading or things like that, you can easily just shine it up with baking soda. So go ahead and put the baking soda in, give it a little scrub with a sponge, and go ahead and wash it. You'll also want to make sure, it's really important to take all of the pieces apart and wash the individual pieces from time to time. I just recently heard this story where this guy was like sick for years and he was going to the doctor, and they finally figured out there was mold in his coffee cup. Just be very careful. Make sure you wash your tumblers and keep them clean. Next is the coffee maker. If you have hard water, it also gets kind of built up inside and you want to clean it. So what I do is I put 4 cups of vinegar in my coffee maker, and then I go ahead and I let it sit for maybe like half an hour, and then I run the vinegar through the machine. And then after that, I will just run 2 large, full pots of water through it to kind of clean it out. And after that, it's as good as new, nice, sparkling, and clean. Okay, so the stovetop. So you know how you use the stove and you kind of clean it afterwards, but you don't give it a deep clean, and then you use it again, kind of repeat the process, and before you know it, you have this like cooked on grease that just seems to not come off. Even if you use products like soft scrub, I feel like it doesn't come off. So I have a trick for this. I like to use either, again, Barkeeper's Friend or baking soda, and then I sprinkle that on the spots that are really baked on grease. And then I sprinkle hydrogen peroxide. So you go ahead and do that, you let it bubble, let it do its thing, and let it sit for a little bit so that it can work. Then you use a little scrubby brush or whatever tool you have to kind of buff it, and you will be shocked at how the stain just comes right off. It's a great thing to do as like a deep cleaning thing. And this will work whether your stovetop is glass, if it's stainless steel. All of these products are safe for all different kinds of stovetops, and this method will work for all of them. The next is to clean your washing machine, especially if you have a front load washing machine. I don't know if you have this problem, but if you end up washing your clothing and you don't clean your washing machine, after a while, you'll start to notice that your clothes will have a little odor to them. And maybe you won't notice, but if you have guests, they will notice. You could just be used to the smell. So I recommend once a month just running a load with bleach. And you could run a load of white towels, white sheets, whatever you have, and then just go ahead and fill it to the max amount of bleach that's allowed for your machine and run it, and that will immediately take care of any issues and clean the entire inside of the dishwasher. The other thing that if you have a front loader, each time that you finish up a load of laundry, if you're not going to do another one that day, you need to dry the rubber door that's on the inside. I think it's called the gasket. The water could get trapped in there and then it grows mold, which will be a huge problem, and it's really difficult to get rid of. I have seen people with mold in this part of their laundry machine. It's really quite challenging to clean and it keeps coming back. Let me know if you have this problem because I do have a hack for cleaning it. The other thing about these front loaders is you do have to leave the door open. This is what the manufacturer recommends. This is what I do. I don't have the problem with the mold. I think it's helpful, something to consider if you are getting a front loader or if you have a front loader. Okay, my next pesky item to clean is stainless steel. If you've watched my other video on small kitchen cleaning hacks, I talk a little bit about this. I think stainless steel is so beautiful, yet so difficult to clean. I can't stand cleaning it. I just hate it. And mine is covered with fingerprints because I have kids and people who are touching it all the time. My recommendation is to use vinegar. They sell these stainless steel cleaners. The thing with those cleaners is that they're really just polishing your stainless steel. They're not actually cleaning it. So you do need to clean your stainless steel. And I like to use vinegar. I just spray it on. It's a very powerful sort of degreaser. It works really well on stainless steel. The only trick I have for cleaning sort of pesky stainless steel is two things. One is to go rub in the direction of the grain. Whichever way the grain is going, that is the way that you wipe, and that will reduce streaks and look nicer. The second thing is make sure you're using a dry cloth or towel. So I will often use like a paper towel, and I'll start using different, I'll flip it over or whatever, because if you get it dry, that is the way so that you don't have streaks. A lot of the time, the streaks on your stainless steel are caused because the product just kind of dries, the vinegar just dries without being wiped, and it doesn't look as good. And then if you want your stainless steel to look polished, by all means, go ahead and use one of those cleaners that they sell. They've got the wipes, they've got the sprays. You can kind of use that to polish it up after you've cleaned it. Okay, this next one, if you have ever noticed when you've got like your dishes, you'll often see marks on them. You'll see like silver looking marks on your dishes. Your dishes aren't ruined. Those are actually marks from your silverware. It's little bits of your silverware coming off on your dishes. It's just a normal thing. It happens to everybody, but you can remove it. I use Barkeeper's Friend again. I have tried many things to try to get these marks off my dishes, and only Barkeeper's Friend works. You take your dish, go ahead and sprinkle Barkeeper's Friend on it, and add a little bit of water and a sponge, scrub it up. It takes 2 seconds and your dish will be looking brand new. You can also use it on mugs and sort of any other dishes where you see those silver or gray lines and marks. The next item is your mattress. You don't really think about it, but you're constantly on your mattress for 8 hours a day at least. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you vacuum it monthly. This will keep it fresh. This will kind of get rid of as much of the sort of dead skin cells as possible, and it's just a good thing to do to keep your sleeping space nice, clean, and refreshed. Okay, the next is the shower curtain. If you've got a sort of fabric shower curtain, I've noticed that I need to clean mine every couple of months. So what I do is I completely remove the liner, the fabric liner, and then I go ahead and I fill the tub with very hot water, just like an inch of water, I would say. And then I go ahead and I add about a cup of bleach. This will kill all of the potential mold and germs that grow on that shower curtain lining. It just happens because it's getting wet every day, and then it's just kind of air drying. It's not always drying in the best position necessarily, so you do want to use some bleach here. Then I go ahead and I soak either the whole shower curtain at the bottom of the tub or even just the bottoms of it, because I notice the bottoms of the shower curtain is where I get the most of this like moldy sort of looking black stuff. I just let it soak for several hours. And then once that's done, I take the whole thing out and I just pop it in the washing machine. A lot of times I will also put the shower curtain sort of outside part in as well. I do that because mine is white. If you have a colored one, you may not want to put it all together, but I just go ahead and put it in the washing machine and I just wash it, and it comes out looking fresh and brand new. Next is Grout, everyone's favorite, right? It looks so nice, but then it's so difficult to keep clean. I generally just try to mop my tile. I think that is the easiest thing to do. However, if you're noticing that you're getting like mold or dirt or it's looking poorly, there's something you can do. What I like to do is I make a paste with baking soda and that hydrogen peroxide again, and then you can go ahead and apply that with a brush or a toothbrush and just kind of let it sit for a few minutes. And then once you scrub it and rinse it off, you're going to notice that your grout and tile looks sparkling and brand new. It's a really great trick. If you've done all that and your grout is still not looking good, maybe it's really old, they do sell these grout pens. Once your grout is dry, you can just draw right on the grout. It's almost like a fresh coat of paint for your grout. It looks really nice. Just make sure to get the right color pen for your color grout. Once you do that, your bathroom actually could look brand new and it looks like you just did your tile. Okay, next is how to clean your electronics. These are actually one of the dirtiest items in our houses, and it's something that we don't really think about cleaning. You're using them every day, you're touching different things around, and then you're touching your electronics, and you just don't think about cleaning them. But there's a simple way to do it, and basically all it involves is a cotton ball and rubbing alcohol. So you just go ahead and put some rubbing alcohol right on the cotton ball, and then you just swipe it on your screen. Swipe it on your phone screen, on the back of your phone, swipe it on your computer keyboard, your mouse. Rubbing alcohol is completely safe to clean a lot of things. You can also use it if you have like beauty tools. I have these like an eye mask, like an LED eye mask and an LED face mask. I do the same trick. I clean the inside of it. You can use it for like if you have facial rollers, all kinds of beauty tools. Okay, another thing is for cleaning your sponges. I mean, you kind of don't think about these, but these need to be disinfected as well. And it's a super simple thing. Basically, when I'm done using the sponge and you just have that damp sponge, I throw it into the microwave, press 2 minutes on the microwave, and your sponge is good to go when it's done. I do it at least every other day, if not every day. Now we're at the last tip, which I warned you. If you do not want to hear this, it is time for you to sign off. And for those of you who do want to hear it, let's get into it. So my son picks his nose and wipes his boogers on the walls. We have had multiple conversations about this. I will say it is getting better, but probably for like the last year, we have struggled with this issue. If you have ever tried to get a booger off of the wall, you know that you essentially need like a chisel. Well, I have a great tip for you on how to remove this. So basically what you do is you take a piece of toilet paper and you get it soaked with water, just like a tiny little piece of toilet paper. And then you go ahead and you put it on top of the piece on your wall that you want to remove. You let it sit there for 15 minutes. Don't let it sit there for more than 15 minutes because it will end up getting dry and then it won't work. So you let it sit there for 15 minutes and then you take another towel and you just wipe it away and everything will come right off. It is super simple and it works so well because otherwise if you don't do this, you're gonna have to sort of chip it off. It's gonna ruin your wall. It's gonna ruin your paint. I'm telling you, a piece of toilet paper soaked in water works 100%. Okay, that does it. I hope that these tips helped you. I would love to hear in the comments below if you have any tips for cleaning pesky household items. I would also love if you would subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I hope to see you around my channel.